Welcome everybody to another episode of Beers and Bourbon with Dick and Brett. I'm Dick.
And I'm Brett. What's cracking?
Fucking Brett just took a beer bong. He's probably feeling pretty good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling great.
Pre-filming beer bongs?
You have to film, you have to everything, I think. You have to do something before you do something. And
Pre-game?
You pre-game. I think that's pretty much it. You show up early and then you drink for an event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
so
fired up?
I feel like I showed up a little bit early.
A little bit early.
I drank, and the event is what you see in front of you here. You know.
Episode 22. What it do? And man, I gotta say we're pretty excited about this. Is a homie hookup we got here. We got the Elmer T. Lee that came from Rockies. Danny from Rockies, we posted it on the Instagram feed, hooked us up, went in, bought a bottle of 107, bought a bottle of rye, bought a bottle of Elmer, who he hooked it up, I would say probably the best price in SoCal. And they said, you know what? I got another one for the podcast on the house. It's not full, but it's yours.
Hey, man. Thanks, Danny.
Shout out to Danny, man. We're coming for that 107 pick. I think it drops in October, November. So we'll be there and we'll do a big. But fuck, man, Elmer T. Lee's been dropping all over SoCal.
I've been seeing it all over the social medias, at people's shops. It's ending up at the big dog stores.
It's expensive.
So somebody put out a big bundle of Elmers all over the place.
The problem is the pallets that are going out are going for $2.99. We did not pay $2.99 for this. I'm not going to tell you what we paid because some of our other shops might be pissed off that we went and got it from them for cheaper. But Rockies came with it. Definitely the best price I saw, whether it was online or SoCal. So again, Danny, thanks, man. Appreciate you always taking care of us prior to Dick and Brett, and now that we're Dick and Brett handling us. So we'll enjoy the shit out of this one, knowing that you sent it with us and we didn't have to pay for it. And then what do we got for the beer, Brett?
We got Blind Pig. Blind Pig is the flagship beer for the owner of Russian River. Yep. And used to have a brewery down in Temecula where they created this first ever IPA, right?
I think it's considered one of the first with Stone and Pizza Port. It was around early 90s, but this is like his homebrew recipe that they created, the flagship IPA. He claims it's one of the first ever made.
Okay, well, I'm going to listen to him because he's a boss, you know what I mean?
Hop father.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, he brought this with him up to the Corbel Wines Russian River area and continued the line of this beer, and obviously it has followed him through his career, which is kind of cool, you know?
It's pretty epic. The funny thing is like, my daughter who picked it, so we had, last episode we had Grace, my oldest daughter, pick the beer, and then, of course, I have 3 girls. Once we get Brett's girls picking them, they're going to get jealous and go, wait, how come I didn't get to pick? So Mackenzie, my middle daughter, said, I want to pick the beer. And I was pretty impressed. I put out the 30 options for her of stuff that we've talked about, some Brewery X, some bomb-ass Great Notion, all kinds of shit. And we had 3 Russian Rivers. We had this, the R&D, and what's the other one? I think the other one's like one of the hazies or something else. And she was like, I want this one.
Yeah.
So we've done the first R&D. We've done Pliny versus Hetty.
We did the one that's like the cross of the two.
We did Row 2.
Yeah, Row 2.
And then we did Mind Circus.
Yeah.
So it was only
a matter of time, right?
Before we got to Blind Pig. And this is actually the OG. If you think about their whole lineup of beers, this is the first one. So.
All right. Well, we're working backwards from the top
down
to the beginning, you know?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Later to earlier, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. But this one's going to be good. We're going to give you some notes and some ideas about what this beer is like. So if you haven't tried it yet, maybe you'll get a little experience here, or go out to your local liquor store and see if they can find it on their shelves and pick a bottle up and try it for yourself.
Yeah, you're lucky, because if we did this 5 years ago before the big production brewery opened at Russian River up there in Windsor, you wouldn't be able to get it.
Nah.
Now you can go and people are getting cases of it. It used to be one only, and you were lucky if your local shop got a case. This was like This is what like I think the bourbon game is now, where you have to go frequent a shop, you have to make friends with them, you got to spend a ton of money, and you used to have to like hide it under. I can remember I told stories about Pliny, like calling my wife with my 1-year-old daughter at the time, saying, "Is she awake? Because I need to get 2. I gotta get 2." So now you can enjoy it. So I think it's good timing for us to check it out. We gotta have Brett open it because it's a bottle. So,
all right, so I'm going to use my ring finger again. Once again, one of the many perks of being married.
There you go. It's changed over the episode. Someone will watch. It's the only good thing about being married.
Pop that cap. All right, here we go. Let's try to even these out. It might be a pain in my ass. It might be exactly what I needed.
It's all good. It's I think the other thing that's cool about us trying this beer is like we've been. Most of the podcast has been the haze craze, right? We messed with some other stuff. We got a couple sours that we want to try, but I think it's good just to kind of get out there and try something different. Also, I'm hoping this is one of the last podcasts we do where it's hot as balls and we're not dying in here. We didn't run the fan today. Usually you can hear a little bit of the fan in the back. Man, look at that pour.
It's starting to get nicer out.
It
just
is.
barely, but man. Whew. I mean, I heard it rain somewhere in Orange County.
It rained today when I got to work. Yeah.
I didn't experience any of that in my area, but I did hear that we're getting that kind of weather out there. So
that's earthquake weather.
Beer back up here, so you guys can continue to check out that label.
Dude, that label's sick. It's to me. So we talked about the last couple episodes about can art and like all this new progressive stuff. I think the cool thing with Russian River, it's like. Just very simple, but it's iconic. Like, you know what it is. Everyone knows what Pliny is. The green with the red, like shield on it. Everyone knows what that is.
I mean, when you have a staple, you don't need to change anything. You don't have to attract things because it's already attractive enough what's inside the bottle.
That's true.
However, it is nice to have a classic look every once in a while,
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Cheers.
Well, before this beer gets warm, which I don't think I would like, not going to Europe anytime soon to drink beer either. I heard that place has warm beer and shit.
Yeah. I know Germany, they drink at room temperature for sure. I don't know about somewhere in Europe, but I don't think they don't believe in cold beer. I like my glass frosted. We don't do it on the podcast, but when we're not on the podcast, I like that frosted glass with the ice cold beer.
Absolutely.
What do you think, man?
Keep at least 6 glasses in the freezer at all times. You can pop those things out anytime you have somebody come over, just like being at the bar when you pull up at like an Islands or something and they get those mugs out and it's just frosty. There's nothing better than that. So, I mean, why not bring that into your house, Tell your wife or your significant other or whoever you live with to stay out of that section of the freezer and allow you to have some beer glasses in there.
Stay out. Move your shit.
Yeah.
I had to get another fridge. Just so I could move.
Or if you have a garage fridge, there you go. Yeah, that works too.
I had to do that, but I agree. That's the first thing when I get to Brett's house is I go. He has one of those fridges that's like has the bottom freezer. And there's always that drawer, and I gotta look in there and I gotta grab a frosty glass always.
Yeah. Also, quick announcement: this weather that we've been having here in Southern California absolutely sucks. And then on top of that, it's bringing bugs.
Yeah.
And like more bugs than ever. And I'm not down. So if you guys see me like leaning over like this like 90 times, it's because I'm scratching the 622 mosquito bites that I have on my legs and arms.
622.
Yeah, I counted each and every individual one because I have to put the little Benadryl stick on all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's like chicken pox?
5, 6, 7, 8, all the way to 622.
Jeez, 622.
Yeah, so fuck them bugs. Because they're bullshit.
Just like bundles.
Yeah.
Bundles are bullshit.
That's right. Fuck bundles. Fuck bugs.
I still got shit sitting right over there from a bundle. It pisses me off every time I see it.
What are we going to do with that?
I'm going to give it away.
I mean, we got to fucking figure out. What do you do with extra bundle shit?
You give it away.
Yeah.
We don't hang out with motherfuckers that want that shit.
You tell your wife to make a gift basket or something.
That is a genius idea.
And then just donate it or to like a team and then have people like pay money to sponsor your team and they can win the gift basket full of bundle crap. Bundle shit.
They're like, oh my gosh, you got Fireball in it. Thanks.
Yeah, woo!
I'm like, whoa, I had to part with it. I don't know how I did it.
Yeah. The guy that's over there in the corner is like, I'll put 20 on that one, Like,
it's got Fireball.
4 bottles of liquor in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even worth $20.
Knowing you spent like $8 on it on top of the other.
Well, I probably spent in the bundle. I probably spent 60 or 80 just on top.
Yeah.
Some bullshit.
Yeah,
we already.
crap.
Hey, if you want to know about bundles, check out the bundle episode. We've already talked about it. You already know where we stand. But I will tell you, if the bottle's that important, like the last time I did it, which has been in the last probably year, I got a Stag store pick, which I've been wanting, and I said, you know what, F it. I'll take the $60 L to get the bottle. It is what it is, and it's right there. Yeah. You can see it. We're gonna film it. We're gonna put it on the podcast coming pretty soon.
Damn. All right. So what do you think about this beer?
Dude, I'm a fan. I already knew I was going to be a fan, but I think knowing that I'm sweating like crazy in here, this is nice, like mellow single IPA. Not super bitter.
It's a light, refreshing IPA.
Crisp.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Crisp.
Got a good citrus flavor to it, but it's not, when I think of like Pliny's pretty hoppy on purpose, but this one is just nice, light, and refreshing. Like this is a Sunday pool day beer all day.
Yeah, if these didn't cost what they cost,
$7-8, yeah.
$7-8, I'd smash a lot more of them.
Yeah.
But I think for the alcohol content that you're getting and the flavor that you're getting from them, there are a lot of other beers out there that are going to give you a little bit more for that price point. But I mean, it's not a bad beer. It's a great beer. I'm just saying.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time that it came out and like how long it's been popular and the fact that it still can stack up against a lot of single IPAs, knowing that this beer has been around 30 years, is pretty impressive. But I agree. If I can go out and get a 4-pack of doubles of like the Brewery X Double Dictionary and they're 8.4%, and they're like $4.50 a beer, I'm going to do that all day.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, I had a beer from Stone the other day, and it's like, it's kind of like the dark horse of beer because like they sold out. And
I know you're saying that because I'm wearing the hat.
No. I'm just you didn't even realize he was wearing the hat. That's pretty funny.
I'm gonna start calling him Dick, and I'm Brett.
The beer actually was good. It was a triple.
Okay.
And it actually, I liked it, which is like the first Stone beer that I've liked in a while.
Was it triple IPA?
Yeah.
Really?
It was black with blue on it. It said like devil something or devious or I don't know, but
so I'm going to tell you the story about Stone. So I've had this hat probably 10 years. Mm-hmm. So I was in love with Stone in the beginning. Stone IPA was the first.
Everybody was in love with Stone.
The first IPA first craft beer I ever had was Stone IPA. But I went through it all. The Enjoy Buys, I had the first 10 kegs they ever made. I was at the festival when they released the Enjoy Buy, and I was like, what is this? And he's like, oh, it's got this freshness date on it. It's only good till then, and we pull it all off the shelves and we get rid of it. And I was like, what? And those were doubles back then. Those were 9%, 9.4, 10%. I got the Ruin 10. I got Ruination. I was in it, man. Went down there all the time. I had all the merch. When Mitch Steele left, their head brewer, like 4 or 5 years ago, and started his spot in Louisiana, it went like this. Boom!
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
Rock bottom.
Not making any core beer, or they're only making core beers. They tried to bring back some of the old beers, which it's okay. Like they brought back Arrogant Bastard became its own brand. They did that. They brought back Sublimely Self-Righteous, which was the black IPA, which was good. But it was kind of like what happened to Noble in Anaheim. Once Evan left and went to Green Cheek, it's like they didn't want to make those beers that the head brewer made that made them big. They were like, we're going to do our own thing. And they realized nobody gives a shit about their no thing.
Yeah.
They like the core beers that those brewers made. So I lost all my passion in Stone. The Escondido spot in San Diego is still beautiful.
Yeah, it's super nice.
Super
awesome
nice.
To hang out
but their
there.
beer is shit. And it's shit because they don't fucking try to do anything new, and that's disappointing.
Yeah, got to get innovative and stay with the times, There's a lot of other people out there that are competing and putting out some really good stuff. You got to either compete or you'll fizzle out into the wisps of time and no one will remember your name. So
well, look at us.
Yeah.
I mean, we're having fun. We'd love to just sit here and stand in front of you and talk shit all the time, but we're trying to come up with new things like beer bongs, and Brett's always got some cool ass intro. We're gonna do a Burt Kreischer episode. We're gonna do a blind. Like, we're trying to captivate the audience. It's what you have to do, man. People get stagnant, they get lost.
I feel you on that. I'm ready
for another beer bong, but let's finish this beer.
Let me get down to the bottom of this blind pig here.
Oh, that's good. I'm digging the low ABV right now, man. I know we talked about the price point, but from the crisp and refreshingness of what I wanted to enjoy and crush,
That's a great beer.
fucking good. Yeah, I've honestly never met anyone that hasn't liked Russian River. I think some people have said, hey, back in the day when you couldn't get it, the hype's not real. You know, they're just fucking
They're
doing
just
that
jealous.
to create demand. But anyone, if you just pour the beer and you don't even tell them what it is, they're gonna be like, man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Every one of them, even the Belgian Strongs and the sours and stuff, which is not my style of beer, solid, top notch. So, Vinny, you're killing it, man. At some point, you're gonna retire because you're old as shit. Who's gonna take over next?
Yeah. Hopefully somebody that keeps creating.
Dude, I'll go run that place. Let's go. All right, man. Elmer. Gosh. So, one of the things that I want to get in the collection that I don't have is a little fun fact. On the back, this sticker is rectangle. There's an oval one out there. Those are the old ones. I've never seen one.
Yeah.
So they got this. They got the oval ones. They got the 100-year tribute. I had a chance to buy one of those and I didn't. Like 60 times I missed on it. They got the age statement, 1919 to whatever when he died. Fire. And they got store picks. I heard we're not the Bourbon News. We're not like we got a inside Buffalo Trace update like we know anyone there. We know a guy who works at Heaven Hill. But I was told that Elmer store picks are coming back.
That'd be nice. It'd be cool to see. I'd love to see a bottle with a sticker, selected.
Selected
And
for Dick and Brett.
straight up, you know what I mean?
Dude,
For
come
sure.
on.
For sure.
That's
for
our
sure.
goal down the road. Honestly,
For
like
sure.
the fact that we got Clark Griswold to donate he didn't donate the whole bottle, but I don't give a fuck. He's generous enough to give us his birthday bourbon and not limit our pour. He gave us the Wild Turkey 17 and the Straight from the Barrel. Danny just said, "Hey, take it." Like, dude, that's monumental for us this early in the game.
I'm
Like,
feeling the love right
I would
now,
love
you know
to
what
be
I mean?
down the road where I open this Buffalo Trace box, or it says Daniel Weller, or like Heaven Hill. We'll get there, but for where we're at right now, man, I could not be more excited. I know Brett the same. Like, this is real shit when people just give you a bottle that people are paying $300 for, and at that point it was a half full. Me and another customer had a couple pours with them, and just said, "Here, take it." Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Go ahead, pour it, Brett.
All right,
You're up, man.
all right. We're up.
It's our bottle on the house, so you don't have
Pouring
to
a
worry
little
about
bit of that Elmer.
Well, that Elmer T. Lee.
I love the hand grips on these bottles.
It is pretty cool. I don't know that there's any ones other than like a handle mechanism that actually have a way to
It
grip
makes
it.
the way to pour just so easy,
You know what's interesting is I saw some video of Elmer, and he said he likes his bourbon mixed with Sprite, a little bit
Really?
of Sprite. Yeah, and I was like, you know what? At first I wanted to take my glass and throw it at the TV because I was like, fuck this guy. You kidding me? That's like, you can't do that. And then I thought, that's Elmer T. Lee, bro.
Yeah.
That's Elmer T. Lee. Like, he's got a commemorative bottle with his face on it, which the other thing I just realized, if you don't know, is this, even though he doesn't have a BTAC, it's set up like a BTAC where you
It
can
totally
see his
is
picture.
set up like a BTAC.
Right?
I love the picture that's in it.
It's set up because you have the WLW. Stag doesn't, which is weird.
Yeah,
Thomas-
Stag was hard to read on our last episode. Like when you're looking at the bottle, I didn't even know it's hard to tell it was a bottle of Stag
It's
if
so
we weren't
faint.
just saying it every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But it's
But there's no picture in it.
contrasting a little bit. Yeah, and it'd be nice if they one day maybe put a picture of a beautiful stag in there or something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
They've been toying around.
Or George himself.
Yeah, put him
whatever.
in. I think they have to put him in there. But the other thing I think that they've been playing around is there's been talks of, we already have Eagle Rare 17. You have the Double Eagle. Elmer and Bling's don't have. They have commemorative bottles which are named after the brands, but they don't have a BTAC. And I've seen designs of like a Elmer or a Bland's VTAC.
I think that's really difficult though with that proof, Like
yeah, these are all
in an antique collection. I mean, they take an obvious special process to proof this stuff down and to refine it and all of that. I mean, they definitely put a touch on it. Otherwise, it wouldn't stand out as Elmer Tilly. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's Sazerac and
Whoa.
yeah, it hits you.
Shit.
We haven't had Elmer in a while, man.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Whoa. That nose was a little bit more pungent than I was thinking it was going to be. Maybe it was just because it was my first one. I wasn't paying attention, but
No.
it's got a little bit of
Let's go
to it.
Cheers, brother.
All
Cheers
right,
to
we're
you
gonna find
guys.
out. Here we go. Elmer T. Lee, guys.
Elmer T. Lee. I gotta say that's nectar of the gods right there, man.
That runs through me real quick.
Dude, it is so flavorful off the first drink.
Yeah, it's got that spice to it.
Yeah, that rye hits you right off the bat.
Yeah, it's like very, very pungent, for a 90 proof bourbon.
It drinks like a 120 off the start, and then it slowly fades out and it becomes real creamy. And
Yeah,
nice.
but it is slow. Yeah, the exit is slow, so it holds a strong
I still
rye style flavor for a little while, and then it starts to mellow out, like you said, dissipate. But it doesn't do it like that, where it's like poof, it's gone.
No.
It's letting you know, okay, I'm slowing you down.
Yeah, and at the end it does finish like a 90 proof.
Yeah,
It's creamy and smooth, no Kentucky hug, but that front, man.
it's pretty good up on the front side.
That front is exactly like you said the nose was.
Yeah.
It just kind of jumps out and hits you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
complex.
blast.
That's what's so cool. That's what I think is super cool, is because you can become like a proof snob when you start drinking a lot of bourbon. You can be like, oh, I only drink barrel proofs because they have all flavor. Everything else is proof down. It's shit. No. This is a prime example of something that has a punch like a barrel proof, but ends like a 90 proof.
Yeah, super
Like so
defined,
diverse,
yeah.
right? Man. Money.
Almost let a little bit go on the side there. I
Suck it in.
had to catch it with my bottom lip. Wasn't about to let that Elmer drip.
Dude, I'd lick it off the floor. Second drink is exactly the same.
It's very, very consistent for sure. I get a little tingle in my tongue.
Yeah.
Feel like I'm pulling some of that flavor off of my teeth a little bit.
Similar to what we talked about, that like, I call it like a candy type flavor, but it's
Yeah,
not candy. It's
like
not sweet, but it's like,
It's just a coating, It
yeah,
feels like
but a little bit of that numbness, like a little bit of that, what we talked about, the stag, where
Yeah.
you get, God, what would you describe that as?
I don't know. It hits all the right pores in your mouth,
Yeah, it's very, when you say strong, it's not overbearing strong, but it's, if I put my tongue over my teeth, I get that coating real quick. I get that spicy flavor really quickly.
Absolutely.
Syrupy, I guess it was what I
Yeah,
would say.
it's like syrup. I don't know.
Elmer T. Lee, man, cheers to you, brother. Your legacy definitely was done well.
I mean, one of the greats in the game.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for Harlan Wheatley. Harlan Wheatley? He's got a vodka. When he fucking leaves, look at that. I'm sweating so bad. I apologize. Hot as hell in here. It's humid too. I'm sure they'll give him some shit to commemorate him because they've done that for a while. But it's gonna be kind of like an asterisk around it, in my opinion, because he hasn't really done anything amazing. Like all of these core bourbons were already set. Like George C. Stagg, right? And then you came into General B. Bland, and then, I think it was Taylor first, then Bland, and then Elmer, and then he came in. It's like, what did you change? Bland's was already established.
Mm-hmm.
Elmer was already established, right? Eagle Rare, all that shit was there. So I don't really think he's done much. He might be part of this new Daniel shit, but in regards to the big stuff, the B-Tax, the Wellers, all that stuff was already established. So it'd be nice to have kind of some new progressive shit out there that he could claim that's his. Because I'd be a little disappointed to see a bottle with his name on it right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only thing I would say is that I don't know if we can yet call Daniel shit. We haven't really even gotten our mouths around it yet.
I'm not saying it's shit. I'm saying, did he really create it? He took an old recipe. I don't think we're gonna try it. Hey, if someone got a 2-ounce sample out there, we'll buy it off you all day.
Hey, you know what? I gotta try that Daniel Weller for sure. As a lover of the lineup, I think that's the next step to get into the thing, and we gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gotta come over here.
Yeah,
it's gotta get in our glass, and we gotta try it. So.
You know what the thing we have to get right now that they just released, I think last week, but it was official today, was Old Fitzgerald released the 10-year that's coming out this spring. So that, I love when they say the MSRP is supposed to be $139.
Yeah,
I'm like, stop it. The cheapest one that I have out of all of them, I think was like the 9-year, and I got it for like $199, and that was like 3 years ago. It'll probably be $400 or $500. But it's interesting that now they have an 8, a 9, a 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, no 18, and a 19.
And a 19. So now they just have to drop a 12 and 18.
Yeah, or a 20.
Yeah, or a 20.
But
go ahead and drop the 12, you know? Go ahead and drop the 18, right?
Drop them both, bro.
Yeah.
I'll get them both.
Yeah. Just drop them. Just drop them.
Just send it.
Yeah.
One of them's coming out in fall, so we'll see what it is. What do you rank this, Brett? Like, when I think about this, I think about, like, does this fit in your top 10 pours? Not of what we've tried on the podcast, but your top 10 pours of all time?
Of all time?
Or is it top 20?
Does Elmer fit in the top 10 pours of all time?
That you've ever had?
That's a great question. I think that's very hard to answer. But let's just break it down, okay? So I'm not going to break down everything that I have liked above it. I'm not going to break down everything that I like that I think pushes the envelope with this one. However, I would say it's close. So I would say it's either it's down near the bottom of my top 10 or right outside of it. So.
I think it's top 15.
Yeah.
If I had to pick. Because, like, I think I would put barrel EHA, the barrel proof over it. I think this and single barrel are different, but they're similar. But, I mean, you get in the Fitz 11. That's the only one we've had. You've had the Fitz 19. Single barrel, CYPV. That stuff's probably going to trump it.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's really hard to put it in the top 10.
It's fucking bomb, though. I got to tell you, it's one of my favorite pours.
That just goes to show you how much fucking bourbon there is out there. It's unreal.
Yeah.
And there's so much good bourbon out there, and you don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get good bourbon. There is great bourbon out there that's under that mark where you're not going to feel like you're wiped out from buying a bottle of bourbon and sharing it with your friends. There's some good bourbon out there. And that gets to our point. Like, obviously, we want to drop as many of these really good bourbons for you, right? And we want to do these things on the podcast. But we definitely want you guys to come and watch the episodes where you're seeing bottles of bourbon that you haven't had before, or maybe is newer on the game, or maybe is just something older that's been sitting around collecting dust in your cabinet, and that you're just worried to open, or worried that you're not going to like it, it's going to be kind of a waste, or whatever. Just follow us along this path, and we're going to open some other bottles. I mean, we're going to try to bring the big stuff out as much as possible. But what's the point of bringing the big stuff out every time if you're not trying the whole spectrum? You know what I mean? So
I agree.
We got tons and tons of bottles that we can either fresh crack or revisit and give you guys some more insight into where it falls in line. Now, I don't know, we don't work on a ranking system, but in the future, maybe that's something we can start doing. Maybe we'll start putting together an Excel spreadsheet with some rankings and come out with like the hottest new bourbons and you know, starting to get into that game. But for right now, we just want to talk shit and drink and bring you what we can. You know how I like Excel spreadsheets, man. Mm-hmm. So I was watching this podcast that I enjoy, and they were doing
they picked a bourbon and they said, hey, this is going to go in our blind best of the year. And I was like, I think that's a cool concept. Like, as we go, that's an easy way to say, flag, we want this in the best of the year.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's going to be interesting because, you know, we have your Fitz 11 that we haven't done that's open. We have my 9 that I have duplicate will open. We'll wait on the other ones for a while. But, like, we have a lot of shit that will probably go into that category. But at the end, we can do little samples, like 2-ounce samples of it, whatever, split up, and then we can do like a blind taste test. So I think that'd be a cool.
If you guys want to see a blind taste test and just see us kind of work it out from there, comment on our YouTube page, and just let us know what you're thinking, so we can get some ideas to put together a blind or something like that. We want to do something fun, you know. Obviously, we want to keep doing this same format. But we got to mix it up here and there, and we're just trying to gather some ideas. So I know we put out a lot of episodes so far. We're coming up on, I think, 22 or 23 episodes,
22,
something like that. So quite a bit of content for you guys to get to know us. So run through all of those, watch those, and hopefully within the next 20 or so, mixed in, we're going to have some funner stuff for you guys to watch. We've been promising we're going to do other things. Now that summer is at full force, it's hot, and we are getting back into sports season for all of our kids. I think it's time we start mixing it up a little bit and having some more fun with the podcast as well. So
I'm with you.
Yeah.
The other thing is exciting news. So we're not there yet, but we talked to a friend of ours, kind of a joint friend. Brett's known him longer than I have, but he's kind of in our group circle here with the kids and stuff like that. And we tagged him on the shoulder to do our logo. So we have one logo that will work well on merch, but we want kind of a round, kind of crest one that we can put on a sweatshirt here, on a hat. And he said, fuck yeah. He said, let's get together and let's drink some beers. Let's drink some bourbon. Let's do a collab. I'll start sketching out. I'll tell you, here's 5 things. You say, I hate it, I love it, I hate it, I like it, let's go. So we're going to do that kind of like, you know, creative, mind-melding excitement, like collaborating, which I'm super pumped because I'm going to get hammered for that. And we're going to get that going. And then we said, hey, once you're, you know, kind of got some good things, we're going to bring him on. That was our commitment. He said, hey, I want to get some things set up before, and then I'll come on and I'll present them. So cool thing is we're talking about bringing a guest on. And then the second thing is we're talking about merch because we've been talking about that for a while. My goal is going into fall. We got hoodies and we got hats that we're going to be repping. And, you know, I'd love to say that we could do a contest and ship bourbon out there, but that's illegal as all hell.
Yeah, so maybe we can ship some merch.
We'll ship some merch out there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we'll say, hey, go get us, you know, first person to get us 5 subscribers, boom, we'll send you a hoodie or something.
We'll run something where, you know, you guys can get a little bit more involved and maybe it'll pay off for you, you know what I mean? So you bring some more light to our podcast. And we do maybe an exciting raffle or a giveaway or some type of contest, or just, you know, maybe we'll just track our loyalist followers and see, you know, who's been out there giving us the most love, you know?
I'm with it, man.
And if you're sticking with us, we're going to stick with you. And we're going to bring you guys some cool shit. So let's go with that.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed it. Elmer T. Lee. Again, shout out to Danny out there from Rockies Liquor in Claremont. Hooked it up. We did fucking Blind Pig, which we knew was going to be fire. Vinny, man, you're the man, dude. Keep putting out fire. And Dick and Brett,
we out.
Out.